Hello guys, it is a beautiful, glorious day, and the sun has even come to greet us. Isn't that beautiful? Experience is a great teacher. Experiencing nature, experiencing going out in the outdoors, experiencing even the rain. You know, when a breeze comes through and you are laying on a hammock, isn't that a beautiful, pleasant experience? I'm looking forward to it. So let's get it. There are, I have a podcast channel too. And someone took my podcast ideas and they decided to make it their own. They decided to utilize those as their own material. But, again, it is really something when people choose to, take on some of your gifts. And being creative means you are standing in your own essence. But that's a segue into a whole nother theory. And we're not going to get into that today. However, we are going to say that family members are great teachers, aren't they? You learn from your siblings, you learn from your parents, you learn from even your dog. The dog is considered a part of your family as well, right? Especially because you bond. You take the time, you invest in each and every one of the family members or the pet, okay? But while we're learning from these experiences, we are supposed to be growing, If you find yourself envious of another person, of another person, and you decide to take something from them, then you've taken it to another level. I remember one time I had to write a check, and my aunt was standing there, and she said, "That's how you sign your name? That's how you sign your signature?" And I could not understand why she was emphasizing that. Why was she spending so much time focusing on my signature? It's funny because sometimes you will scratch something just to throw somebody off, and they sometimes can take the bait. It is undebatable that life can be a great experience. However, when you are challenged beyond your means, people are doing things to make you feel uneasy when you are just trying to live your life, your best life. And you realize that your best life means you're going to have to exclude people from being in your life because you know that they are not working in your favor. You see, you feel the energy of others, and when you're constantly feeling certain energies, you say, wow. You got to really listen to your body. You have to look at your intuition and what it is telling you. Because people have been doing things for years, and it seems as though they've not gotten caught yet, but it's only a matter of time, right? You can't keep doing the same thing and expect things not to occur. There was a woman who was dating this guy, and she was helping him prepare for Super Bowl. And while helping him for Super Bowl, it was almost like she started hearing his thoughts. When you get close to a person, you have to know that there was time invested in some of this, You invest time with the person that you're trying to get to know, right? You're getting to know the person, and towards the end, when he was trying to, hurry and get her out of the house because his friends were going to be coming over for Super Bowl, it was almost like he was saying, because I want you to, I wish you hurry up and get out of here. You don't get the message. Because my real lady is going to be coming over later. And in that moment, when a person can exercise these type of thoughts, and exercise these actions, because when you are with a person and you are not with them for the right reasons, it's a form of thievery. It's a form of stealing. Now, again, we share these stories so that you can learn, because there are sometimes men and women alike. You can be dating a person and you think that their heart is in the right place. You think that they're genuine, and they're not. It is important when you see these things that you make a conscious choice, make a conscious effort to choose yourself. Because loving yourself, loving God, love is the highest vibration. Did you know that? Yes, it is. And we are all learning. It did not take, some lessons are not learned overnight. But if you can learn from these people surrounding you, because see, sometimes you can act as though you know nothing at all, while you know the people in your surroundings are operating on a lower frequency. But then you think you want to show them the example of love, so maybe they might wake up and learn. But then sometimes, they say money is the root of all evil. And sometimes people don't get it because their only vice sometimes is looking at the material world. I went to this thrift shop once, and in going to this thrift shop, I found this bag. I bought it for $5. And every time I wear that bag, people stop me and ask where I got it from. The thing is that what's meant for you is meant for you. You're going to get certain sales, another person might not get it. You're going to find certain things that you really like, and other people might not like them. The important thing is that you are being your unique person. You are thriving at being who you are. That's part of loving yourself. The theory of finding out who you truly are is getting to know who you actually are. Spending that time with yourself. Going out in nature. Having that conversation with God. Some people are rushing and scurrying off in the morning, and they feel like they don't have enough time to pray. But you can. While you're walking, you can talk to him out loud, or you can speak internally, While you're speaking internally, you are in thought. You are having that conversation. And, God is riding with you everywhere you go, because he lives inside of you. I think people who are, churchgoers, sometimes they think that when a person says that they're spiritual, that's not real. But spirituality, when you are spiritual, you are living within yourself. You are learning to communicate with God internally. You're having that relationship that can't always be seen in that same perspective. When you go into church and you wearing these fancy clothes and going to church, you are going to a building where you are able to congregate with other people. That's a beautiful thing too. However, people do things differently. And sometimes people tend to judge you based upon what they see is going on the outside. It's the God in me. And the God in me is showing, explaining, working through me, just like God is working through you. Sometimes people speak negativity over another person, and they're not realizing that while they're doing that, that's also coming back to them. Now, I'm not going to say I'm a saint. Sometimes I get so frustrated or disappointed in other people, and I might say something. But again, at night when I go home or when I go into my own environment, because usually, like, when I go through these training programs, sometimes you're not going to be home. You're going to be at a hotel, or you're going to be on a specific campus that they place you on so that you are able to thrive. They want to make sure that you can't call out and say, you got to take care of a family member or something. You are in a certain environment so that they can help you directly. You don't have to worry about how you're going to get there, because they will supply a ride for you, Uber, Lyft, or what have you. But that's a whole nother story. It's important that we realize that God gives us these different experiences for growth. And while we're growing and learning, we have to leave space for time. Leave space for the experience. Because while you're having these experiences, they are being had because you are taking that necessary time. Rome wasn't built in a day. And sometimes when we're healing, we're not healing overnight. We need to take time and allow the process to actually occur. But learning through others, learning from others is a beautiful thing. because I don't want to have to make the same mistake. If I can watch and observe you making that mistake, then maybe it'll be easier for me, so I don't have to worry about those same things, you know. That's why experience is a great teacher. And while we're having these experiences, we want to grow. So that's been my word. Thank you for joining us here at Indigo Moon. You have a beautiful day.